Holloway, American teenager whose disappearance made international news after she vanished on May 30th, 2005, while on a high school graduation trip to Aruba in the Caribbean. Born October 21st, 1986, in Clinton, Mississippi. The first of two children born to Dave and Elizabeth Beth Holloway. Her parents divorced in 1993, and she and her younger brother Matthew were raised by their mother. In 2000, Beth married George Jug Twitty, a prominent Alabama businessman, and the family moved to Brooke, Alabama. Natalee graduated with honors from Mountain Brook High School. She was a member of the National Honor Society and the school dance squad. Natalee was scheduled to attend the University of Alabama on a full scholarship, where she planned to pursue pre-med. She and fellow graduates of Mountain Brook High School arrived in Aruba for a 5-day unofficial graduation trip on Thursday, May 26, 2005. The police commissioner who headed the investigation from the mid-2005 until 2006 stated that the Mountain Brook students engaged in wild partying and lots of drinking and switching rooms every night. She was last seen by her classmates around 1:30 a.m. on Monday, May 30th, as she was leaving the bar and nightclub Carlos and Charlie's with Jordan Vandersloot. She allegedly got into his car with him and the Calpo brothers. Natalee was scheduled to fly home later that day, but she didn't appear for her return flight. Her packed luggage and her passport were found in her Holiday Inn room. Following Holloway's missed flight, Jug, Beth, and friends flew to Aruba by private jet. Within 4 hours of landing on the island, the Twitties presented the Aruban police with the name and address of Vandersloot as the person whom Holloway left the nightclub with. With the two Aruban policemen, the Twitties and their friends went to the Vandersloot's home to look for Natalee. Vandersloot initially denied knowing Natalee's name. He then allegedly said that he drove Natalee to the California Lighthouse area of the beach because she wanted to see sharks. They later dropped her off at the hotel room at around 2 a.m. Vandersloot then said that Natalee fell down as she exited the car but refused his help. He stated that as he was driving away, Natalee was approached by a dark man in a black shirt, similar to those worn by security guards. Nick, John, and Abraham Jones, former security guards from the nearby El Agro Hotel, were detained by Aruban police on June 5th. Reports also indicated that they were known for cruising hotels to pick up women, and at least one of them had a prior incident with law enforcement. They were released on June 13th without being charged. On June 17th, the disc jockey Steve Gregory Croce was also arrested. He worked on an Aruban party boat, too. He changed his alibi several times. He was also unaccounted for at the time of Natalee's supposed abduction. Aruban police detained Jordan's father, Paulus Vandersloot, for questioning on June 22nd. Both Paulus Vandersloot and Croce were ordered to be released on June 26th. Reports indicated that Natalee did not appear on any nighttime surveillance camera footage at her hotel's lobby. According to her mother, in April 19, 2006 statement, the video cameras at the Holiday Inn were not functioning the night that she vanished. She also made other statements indicating that they were working. Aruban authorities initiated searches for Holloway throughout the island and surrounding waters but did not find her. After further investigation by authorities, Vandersloot was arrested twice on the suspicion of involvement in her disappearance, and the Calpo brothers were each arrested 3 times. When Jordan Vandersloot and Calpo brothers were questioned, they said that they dropped off Holloway at her hotel. The 3 suspects changed their stories several times. Following hearings before a judge, the 2 men were released on Monday, July 4th, but Vandersloot was detained for additional 60 days. Geoffrey von Kromvoort was arrested by Aruban authorities on April 15, 2006, on suspicion of criminal offenses related to dealing in narcotics which, according to prosecutors, might have been related to the disappearance of Natalee. His detention was extended by 8 days at his first court appearance. He was released on April 25th. Guido Weaver, the son of a former Arubian politician, was detained on May 17, 2006, in the Netherlands on suspicion of assisting in the abducting, battering, and killing of Natalee. He was questioned for 6 days and then released by agreement between the prosecutors and the Weaver's attorney. A combined Arubian-Dutch team began pursuing the investigation in Aruba in 2007. Van der Sloot and the Kalpoe brothers were rearrested November 21, 2007, on suspicion of involvement in manslaughter and causing serious bodily harm that resulted in the death of Natalee after new evidence came out. Van der Sloot was incarcerated. Dave Holloway, Natalee's father, announced a new search in November 2007. The search was abandoned due to lack of funds at the end of February 2008, when nothing of significance was found. A judge ordered the release of the Capote brothers on November 30, 2007. December 7, 2007, due to lack of evidence implicating him as well as a lack of evidence that Natalee died as a result of a violent crime, Van der Sloot was released without any charges. Arubian prosecutors announced that the case would be closed without any charges made on December 18, 2007. The prosecution alleged that one of the three in a chat room had stated that Holloway was dead. The prosecutor's office reopened the case on February 1, 2008, after receiving video footage of Van der Sloot under the influence of marijuana, saying that Holloway died on the morning of her disappearance, and that a friend had disposed of her body. Van der Sloot later denied that what he said was true. In another interview, he had said that he had sold Holloway into sexual slavery. Later, he retracted his comments. On March 29, 2010, Van der Sloot contacted Twitty's legal representative with an offer to reveal the location of Natalee's body and the circumstances surrounding her death if he were given an advance of $25,000 in U.S. money. Authorities stated that the information that he provided in return was false. Van der Sloot was charged in the U.S. District Court of Northern Alabama with extortion and wire fraud on June 3rd. On June 30th, Van der Sloot was indicted on the charges. Alabama Judge Alan King declared Natalee Holloway legally dead in absentia on January 12, 2012, at the request of her father. In 2012, Van der Sloot was convicted of the May 30, 2010 murder of Stephanie Flores Ramirez and was sentenced to 28 years in prison. In 2016, Natalee's father hired a private investigator to go through all the evidence and information related to the disappearance once more. This led to an informant who claims to have been a roommate of one of Van der Sloot's closest friends, Ludwig, in 2005. The informant claims Ludwig was told what happened to Natalee. He gave a detailed description of what happened on the night of Natalee's disappearance. Using the information, the investigators found what appeared to be human bone. On October 3, 2017, DNA testing concluded that one piece of bone was human but did not belong to Natalee. Natalee's father announced that he and a private investigator had recently discovered human remains on August 16, 2017. That they were being DNA tested to determine whether they belonged to his daughter. Final results revealed that the human remains did not belong to Natalee. March 2018, Ludwig was stabbed to death by a woman he tried to kidnap. A book called The Holloway Files has an additional information and leads. The authors of The Holloway Files obtained the complete police files and were granted unprecedented access inside the Holloway case. They wrote one of the most extraordinary stories about the vanishing of Natalee Holloway ever written. It talks about Van der Sloot would lure girls to his hotel room and film them in sexual acts, that allegedly his father might be the owner of a porn franchise. In the video, there's a lady named Tracy Allen gives an interview about her almost rape abduction on the same beach where Natalee went missing only 9 days before, and how the local authorities accidentally let the suspect go. Natalee Holloway's disappearance has remained unsolved.